Okay, welcome back to the Warwick Valley Chamber Radio Show. I'm Michael Jandro, your host, and my guest today is David Levin from Intelligent Automation, and this is something that I really didn't know a whole bunch about, David, so I'm excited you were able to be with us today, and we want to know, where did you come up with this idea for this company, and tell us about it.
Well, we started it about 4 years ago. One of the partners in the firm or not, Daniel Ramos and I were chatting, and we both had a passion for being able to use tablets, iPads, different devices out there to be able to control everything in your home. And it's one of those things that we've just always enjoyed messing around with and playing with. We're always very into the whole idea of having, like, the ultimate man cave, big screens, being able to watch movies and do all that stuff at home to create a true home theater experience.
Okay.
And we started it because we looked at what other companies were doing in the industry. And what we realized was a lot of the other firms that were out there, not to knock any of them, but they came out from an audio-video display kind of mentality.
Okay.
So you got you're basically your high school AV geeks that grew up and started a business.
Gotcha.
So everything that they were doing was really about just AV, putting a picture on a screen, putting speakers throughout a house, that kind of thing.
Okay.
And Dan and I spent a lot of time working in the enterprise space, selling to the largest banks and pharmaceutical companies in the world, massive network infrastructure projects.
Okay.
Everything from voice over IP to presentation rooms, and building them out for these companies for many years together. And we were kind of partners in crimes working for several companies. We brought a few other partners into the firm when we started it. And our thought process was, all of the newer stuff that's out there now is running on internet protocol. So everything in the market now has an IP address.
Right.
We've got Roku boxes, we've got Chromecast, your cable box is able to stream content to you. Every single device that's in your hand is now these Internet of Things devices that people have. So everything is becoming smart in the homes. On top of that, we have thermostats from Honeywell and Nest and all these different products that are out there that you can all control with your mobile phone. Well, we realized there was a major problem. Am I going to have 200 apps on my phone to control my house?
Right.
Or am I going to have sort of, one app to control them all? One way of doing it with a firm that actually understands the networking components first and the AV stuff secondly. Because you can always learn the AV stuff, and it's something we've done our whole lives, but we came from the computer integration standpoint doing these massive enterprise networks. And with that, we're able to service both residential firms and commercial firms, building out presentation rooms, wireless networks, various networks for them, doing all that stuff, but taking a very simple approach, looking at what is it that our clients are actually looking for is the first question we ask everybody.
Okay, so if I'm a homeowner, I may only want some simple, maybe a security system where I can double check maybe the tapes or the view of the camera or whatever, or I just want to be able to turn up my heat maybe, or I want to be able to record, I guess is the term now, a program, and I'm not home to do it on the equipment there, so I can do it from my phone. So you're saying that you can do all this just for the little guy in his home that maybe only needs a few things, versus you can do it for the corporation that may need a whole list of things.
Yeah, I mean, even simpler than that. I mean, some of the projects that we do for clients are as simple as, it's the holiday season just passed, right? Christmas, Hanukkah, all that stuff. People out there bought a new fancy curved TV for their home, or a new 4K TV, which is the latest type of high definition TV that's out there.
Right.
And they just may want the TV hung, but they want the wires hidden. So they don't want to have wires going through. Or
definitely,
we recently met with a client that had a new TV they bought, as well as an older surround system, but their basement looked like a bird's nest of wires. It was horrible. There were wires everywhere. The client's wife wasn't happy about it.
Right.
So we looked at it, and what we would do is basically take all of that equipment, put it into a rack inside of a closet hidden away, and then wire everything up so the only thing on the wall is just a TV. And then they can use an iPad or a fancy remote control to control everything. And then everything just goes back to a closet where it's all hidden. So it's a way of making things much more cleaner and easier to use. And a lot of our clients will kind of get the bug from doing these very simple projects like I just described and decide, well, I'd like to control my lights, my thermostat, my blinds. Maybe I have a koi pond and I want to be able to control my outdoor water features, outdoor lighting, and add cameras into it if you see where this is going. Or simple safety things like maybe you have a leak in your basement and you want to have water sensors installed. So if you have a pipe that bursts from the cold in the basement or vacation home or something like that, and you want to get a text message or alert right to your phone saying, hey, there's water on the floor. You can fix it before everything gets destroyed.
Right, and that's huge. That's huge, and those things happen all the time. So, wow. Okay, so I think this is pretty darn exciting. I think, and you're calling it a smart home, and I can't imagine there isn't anybody out there that wouldn't want a portion of this or the whole thing for that matter. And my wife, who's an interior design consultant, she hates all those wires, and you definitely got to hook up with her because she's always got all these people that are wanting things changed, but they don't know where they're going to put all this stuff, and I don't think they all realize that this whole business has got to be fairly new as having it in one location and being able to do and not having all these separate things like you said.
Yeah, and it's been one of those things where getting into this type of technology in the past has been something that's only been for the one percenters. It's been an extremely expensive undertaking. Okay. Only the wealthiest people had it. I mean, a great example, reminds me of a book. I think it was called The Road Ahead by Bill Gates. I hope I didn't kill the name on it. And in his book from a long time ago, maybe 10 years ago, he had a whole virtual tour that came with the book of his smart home in Seattle. And it's actually Washington it was, and basically just incredible walkthrough of how home identifies you. It knows when you come home. It sets different themes for you, different people, different music. Different people would have their own badges that they would wear, and they'd walk through, and everything from the artwork would change to the thermostats would change to what's comfortable in each room for each person. It's just amazing stuff, and that kind of got the bug for me, at least, with this type of technology. Fantastic. So ideal, that's what you want to strive for, but that can be quite expensive. But the reality is, a lot of this stuff now has become commodity. And so what we specialize in is being able to take those commodity services that are affordable by most people and be able to integrate them in a very seamless manner that makes it easy to understand and very easy to use.
Okay, so you're saying this isn't that expensive then?
No.
Depending on how far you want to go with things, right?
Exactly. I mean, we've been able to build some basic smart homes for clients, to throw some numbers out there, for just as simple as $3,000 for a starter home package. And, projects can range up into the hundreds of thousands. It really just depends on how high-end someone wants to go and how much stuff they want to automate.
All right. And you're saying that definitely, even though it's probably more difficult, but older homes, this can be adapted to.
It can be retrofitted to any home, even plaster walls, which is obviously a nightmare with some old homes. And I don't exactly enjoy those projects, but we've specialized in being able to do that in a very clean, seamless manner.
Wow, that's impressive right there. Okay, so now, if someone already has a security system or has some of this, can you tie it in? Can you make it all work together?
Yeah, we're not a security company. Just to clarify, we'll do cameras and surveillance systems. Mm-hmm. But if a client has a security company from a Brinks or ADT or any of the big ones that are out there, we can take their existing system and basically put our front end on it to make it easier to use and incorporate it into the home's automation. We're not changing what they have. We're just connecting to it and allowing it to be a pass-through for our system and be part of it to simplify being able to operate everything.
Fantastic. All right. So if I think people my age, I'm a little older, or quite a bit older than you are, but we are getting kind of pushed into all this Bluetooth and this and that and Wi-Fi's and all this stuff. And thank God I've got someone in my office, Sarah Armand, that always, when I come in with my cell phone with a problem or I got anything at home, she can tell me what to do, okay? But not everybody has a Sarah, okay? So I'm thinking you're that guy that people can now go to. So if I've got something kind of basic, but I get something new, like a home theater or whatever, can you just come in and help the little guy with just a problem like that?
Exactly. Well, there's really nothing too small for us. We'll be happy to go in and just set up a simple, hang a TV on the wall and help program it and provide a universal remote to control your TV in theater so you don't have to have 5 remotes sitting on the table.
Right. So with this Netflix now, you've got to switch your system over when you hit the Netflix and then to get it back, because then I got this sound system, so then when I turn it off, the TV's blank and I've got no sound and I have to go to my system then and switch some buttons there, and then all of a sudden things come back and I can go, oh, brother. But I will definitely be calling you, believe me. This is just something I think is you're simplifying something that for many of us is complicated, okay?
Yes, exactly.
And that's what I think we all would appreciate.
Yeah, we want to make it very easy for people to adopt the technology, be able to use it. And, the challenge is you've got your Generation Xers and your younger people that are natives with this type of technology, and then we have people that are, within a realm of, I'd say, our age, and people that are a little bit older. They're not so comfortable or native with it, so we make it very easy for them, which is easy as using their smartphone.
I'll tell you, like a lot of people will buy maybe a TV at one of the big box stores, or maybe at the local shop. And in my case, I know the TV that I bought locally, the gentleman retired. And he's not there to service, it like he was. And so all of a sudden I'm out of luck. Or if I know other people bought it at one of the box stores and they bring it home in their box and they try to hook it up, or maybe that group will come over and initially set it up, but after that, you're on your own. And I really think that you're going to fill that need, because I think there's a lot of people out there with this new equipment. You're like a cable, Optimum, I know, or maybe it's Altiva through WVT. You get this stuff set up, but then how do I coordinate it all? How do I work it together? And I think, I just think you and your company would be a real benefit to all of us.
Yeah, and to that note, when a lot of people just start getting a new system or a new homeowner or something along those lines, what we typically do is we'll start off with a free consultation and just sit down with any client and just understand what it is that they want to do. It may not be a full-blown smart home. It may be something as simple as, hey, I bought all this equipment and I don't know how to use it. Can you help me make it simpler?
Yes, I think you hit the nail on the head. Now, I notice, how about value to home? If someone goes with something like this, does this increase their value if they go to sell?
So that's a great question. Caldwell Banker did a study about a year and a half ago that they commissioned, and I think it was with like 5,000 different homeowners out there. It was a pretty big study that they did. It wasn't a local one. It was more of a national one. And it's on the internet. We have it on, I think we have a link to it on our website as well.
Okay.
And basically, they said that you can expect a 5 to 7% increase in home value by adding some level of automation.
Perfect. That to me is, everybody's trying to gain value. I mean, because the housing market, as you know, we went through a slump there, and it's coming back slowly. And I'm real positive about it. But anything that would help with the value of it and the convenience. So now tell us, we're just about running out of time here, David. Make sure contact information, website, phone, please. Make sure.
Sure. So you can get me at, my email is david.levin@intellimation.com, or you can just send an email to sales@intellimation.com, phonetically spelled.
Okay.
Our website is just www.intellimation.com. We also have a house site. If any users out there are out there utilizing the House app, which is Houzz, we have a brand new site we just built that has samples of all of our work up on House for people to be able to peruse and look at. And we're also doing some volunteer work over at the Warwick Historical Society as well.
Oh, really?
Yes.
What a great group. Okay.
Yes.
And we just saw David Hull, Dr. Hull, when he was leaving off their show. So, and also you can contact the local Warwick Valley Chamber of Commerce, and we'll give you the information to get a hold of David. So, folks, I wanted to tell you we're just about out of time here. I want to thank everyone for listening in today, and I would like you to keep track of we're the Little Red Caboose on South Street, and our number is 986-2720, and our website is warwickcc.org. So please keep us in mind. Remember, we're here to support business. That's what we do. Thank you very much.